From our perspective at DIRECTV, we've seen kind of two major developments. The first is the holding companies have really embraced the technology of addressable to almost create a new day part, the light TV day part that they're using to append to their linear TV campaigns. And to unpack that a little bit, what they're doing is they're using our set-top box data to understand which households were not exposed at all or lightly exposed. They're using our addressable technology to target directly to those households or retarget those households. And of course, we have the same inventory because we insert in all the national cable networks that they're buying from their linear campaigns. So they're able to do it in the same environments that they're used to. And it works every time, especially if you look at metrics like cost per incremental reach. It's very effective. It's bringing in a lot of new, more broad-based advertisers because they're typically not going beyond age and gender here. They're going age, gender, lightly exposed as kind of a day part. And so that's been an interesting development. Another one has been, there are a host of advertisers that are using addressable to kind of win back their customers. So internally we call it the Rebound strategy. We're seeing cruise lines, hotels, casual dining restaurants that are trying to get back lapsed customers. So they have first-party files on these lapsed customers, or they might be using third-party files to just message directly to those matching households to get them back into physical locations.
Now, there's a lot of ways to reach viewers. You have different things. You have the set-top boxes, you have CTV, you have ad-supported video on demand, all these ways to deliver an addressable impression. So what are some of the strengths specifically of linear addressable and maybe some of the weaknesses?
Yeah, so some of the strengths. Well, first of all, we insert in professionally produced content, and we insert in 84 ad-supported cable networks, so it's a diverse number of networks. And that's a strength. It also translates to another strength, which is usage. And I think this is a metric that really goes unrepresented and not really talked about in our industry, but enough. But when you look at the distributors, DIRECTV Stream, we average 3.5 hours of usage a day. And when you think of other platforms or other apps that are also addressable capable, they might only average a half hour a month. So there's a ton of usage. I think that's a strength in the linear addressable marketplace. And then finally, identity, and not finally, there's many, many more, but, identity is a strength, and we have a billing relationship with all of our subscribers. We have exposure level data with all of our subscribers, and that's important when you're, constantly delivering attribution reports that need to have high fidelity, and even, like I said before, being able to understand through this data who was not exposed, so you can retarget that to increase reach. So those are some of the advantages. In terms of weaknesses, I think that I think as an industry we could probably do a better job around education, or even we might even need kind of a PR effort around what's really happening with cutting the cord. And from our perspective, it's really a cord shift. It's not a cut. And what I mean by that is most of the distributors, ourselves included, have invested or launched OTT cable replacement platforms. In our case, it's DIRECTV Stream. There are many, many others. And when you aggregate the list of OTT cable replacement players, they're around 12 to 15 million households, and that's about the churn that we've seen in the linear cable universe. So, and they're all addressable capable. Every one of our campaigns includes, satellite and stream.